Hello, everyone. Welcome. First time tuning in, hello. Make sure you hit subscribe. Today we have got a pretty interesting session for you. I'll just keep my legs down so you can see what we're doing. We've been doing some good work, training pace, some power strokes, some sort of mid, like holding, anaerobic, aerobic stuff. But we haven't really just worked on like race stuff, okay? And like obviously we're all doing it for a bit of fun and racing stuff. So today's really working on getting up towards our race rating, okay? Now, we could go out and just do some like minute on, minute offs, that type of thing. But this one's a little bit trickier, okay? So I've made it trickier for you. Don't hate me again. But you'll get some really, really good value out of this session. So I'll cut to the chase first. Whatever your last set's going to be is basically your race rate, you know, like what you would be doing a 2K on, okay? We'll work on 2K time. If you've never done a 2K, maybe you need to. I haven't done one in a long time, but I do know that my race rating is sort of around 36 strokes a minute. So we'll work backwards from 2 strokes there. So if you're like race rate, if you think, crikey, for 2K I'd only do 32, that's 32, and then we'll probably do 30, 28, let's even go to 27, 28, 29 in those first ones. But otherwise, if you can sort of rate 36, 34, I thought, well, it depends. See, this is where we start getting really variable because I'm probably preaching to the rowing market here around 36, you know, because 34, 36, even plus, probably 38. Some people could do a 2K on the UGAT. So this here you'll have to figure out a little bit by yourself while we're doing it. We're all going to do the same amount of time. So even though we might get out of sync with some of our stuff, just focus on your numbers more than me when I'm on the video. And yeah, okay, so now I'll jump back to the start, 20 minutes warm up, okay? So we're gonna get on, set your drag and row, okay? And we're just gonna row for a good 15 minutes, building up, just getting to training pace, getting the backs moving, getting a stretch, getting a sweat on, getting the heart rate moving and going for it, okay? And then when we hit sort of 14, 15 minutes, we're going to start just doing a couple of rate pieces, and we're going to build up around to these bottom 2 numbers that you've worked on. We don't sort of need to worry too much about that because I'll tell you, by the time you've done one of these sets, you'll be ready to, like, you know, you'll be working and you'll be able to go, okay, I've just got to step up again. So you can throw in 10, 15 strokes there if you want to, but I tend to find that bottom part, as long as you're ready to do the first working parts of it, the rest takes care of itself because we're working into that stuff as we go through. There's no point in just smashing everything at 36 knowing that the first one's going to be at 30, okay? And then the workout goes that we've got 4 lots of 1 minute on, 1 minute off, and then 2 minutes on, 2 minutes off, okay? At each rating, okay? So when we hit the first one at 30, so once we've done this, we'll stop, reset the machine because it's going to be a bit of piss-assing around with setting the variables, but we'll be fine. You guys are bloody good at it. So we do 30 strokes. So we do 30 stroke rate for a minute, and then we have a minute off. Then we do it for 2 minutes. Okay? This is where you're going to hate me. So it's about getting a really good constant rhythm and speed at 30 rate and doing it for a minute and then going, okay, minute off. And then doing the same thing again, same speed, holding that for 2 minutes. So you get where I'm getting at here. So as you work through all of these, yes, fatigue and everything sets in. But the idea of it is to not just go and smash 1 minute and like try and see how fast you can do it. Yes, we can do that as a workout. This is another way of working and saying, okay, yeah, well, I can do it for 1 minute. Can I do it for 2 minutes? Do you see where I'm getting at with this? So over time, if I said, and there is one that we can do, which is 1 minute on, 1 minute off, 2 minutes on, 2 minutes off, 3 minutes on, 3 minutes off. Same thing working up towards this. So you get used to being at this high end for a period of time, because ultimately you need to be holding this from, well, best guys in the world are 5 minutes 35. Amazing. Most of us, even myself at the moment, would be low 6 minutes. Some people 7, ladies, you know, up late 7s, 8 minutes, whatever it might be. You know, and even depending on your age, okay, it all gets up there. So ultimately, we need to practice doing that. We need to practice race pace and pumping that out as much as possible, okay? But it's difficult to do it for a long period of time because it hurts, you know, and like that's your max. That's where you are going your fastest for that period of time, okay? And so if we can just touch on it occasionally and just keep hitting it and keep doing it, all of a sudden, the more and more we do this for little bursts, we could start pushing that speed out. So when you actually have to hold it for 6 minutes or 7 minutes or 8 minutes, whatever it might be, you've just gone faster, okay? And that's the whole idea around working into that race pace stuff, is that we need to do certain time in it. But this, because all of this fatigue work up through here, you know, there's 3 minutes, 3 minutes of work, 3 minutes of work. We've done 9 minutes before we even hit our race pace. So you're going to feel like you would be in 3/4 of a race, 3/4 of a 2K, right around this money here, okay? And that's the secret to this workout, is the feeling that you're going to feel like when you're doing 2 minutes of that, okay? And that you can't do that unless you do a 2K. You can't get that feeling unless you're in the third 500 of a 2K going, oh my God, what am I doing? You know, like that's the idea. And so by doing this today, we start pushing up into it. The minute on that of your race pace, you'll be like, okay, oh, thank God that minute's over. And then we have the minute off, and then you do it again. You got to hold it for 2, and that's where we get that feeling, okay? And so the more you eat that feeling, you know, you suck it up and you go, okay, I'm going to put this in my memory bank. The better off you're going to be in the future when you end up in that position in a 2K, and you can go, I remember feeling like this in training. What am I going to do? I'm focusing technique, I'm focusing rhythm, and I'm going to hold that number. I'm not going to let you beat me. You know, that's the thing. You and the screen, you're just watching it, you're hitting your number. Next minute, 2 minutes has gone by, you're into the last 500. Boom, it's all over. Do you know what I mean? And that's the idea about today, is we're just going to start working up to it. We're going to hit this. This is really focused around what you're going to be like third 500. Boom, get ready for it. So, because we're going to do the warm up together, we're just basically going to get into it together, aren't we? So I'm just going to set my, there we are. I'm just setting my ERG data and strap in. It'll be give or take for this warm up. So even though I've got 20 minutes on there, yeah, we might go a little bit over it, I guess. Maybe, well, yeah, roughly, give or take. So I'll run you through. It's sort of like doing a warm-up for a piece, but probably just a little bit longer. And we're not going to push. We're not going to do a whole lot of like minute stuff, because that'll come with those first few, okay? So the whole aim of today is this number right here, your race rate, and the 3 minutes that we're going to do at that race rate, okay? It's about learning the feeling, learning the rhythm, learning yourself, okay? Learning about you as a person and what you can hold and maintain through that, because by the time we've done all the stuff beforehand and we get to that, and we get to the last 2 minutes that we're doing there, that should be around the feeling that you're going to feel third 500 of a 2K race. Okay, right. No mucking around. Let's get into it. Let's just start rowing. Hopefully my drag factor's fine, actually. We're getting a nice stretch, a loosen.
So I'm sitting around 18, 19 as I start working the body. Still a little bit slow. Don't quite have the acceleration yet. Sorry. Changing my drag. So, starting to push a little bit more pressure. Sitting tall. Feeling that stretch. Good. Long arms. Feel the stretch under the armpits. So I'm down on my training pace right now, just flickering sort of 1 point. I've got my freedom around the finish. It's giving me 20 right. Feel the body off the legs. Yeah, good. Push and swing. Want to be nice and warm for this piece. Push from both feet. The reason for the really solid warm up is that it does take the body that long to get in to the optimal zone and working area. I used to be a big fan of not doing a lot and then just doing a few sprints, thinking I want to save my energy. Whereas if we were reasonably fit and we were doing, say, 45 minutes of solid work, you'd find that the best part of the rhythm, of the looseness of the muscles, is around that 20-minute mark. So by having this 15 and doing some bursts, we're right in that zone. And the muscles of working the oxygen aerobically. And then they can switch over easily to that anaerobic rather than going straight there. A good swing, push and swing. Good connection. Good. Nice long arms. I've got a good sweat on. So I know I've got good work rate. So the next 2 minutes, just focus the stretch, the body position, the packer, the little muscles that can help keep the length, the stability, and help us hold our form. So have a look at your clock right now. In 30 seconds, we're going to do 45 seconds at around 26, which is about 4 points below your starting one. So in 5 seconds, starting to build now. So easy flow. Breathing. Tap it. 10 seconds. Five. Yep. Good. Still have a minute off. So breathe in. Keep a bit of firmness on it now. So 30 seconds time. We'll go 30 seconds. 28, 29 rate is just off the 30, or whatever your one's going to be. So starting to firm. 10 seconds. So 30 seconds. Building. Now. Push. Swing. Hold. Five. Right off. Excuse me. So, that was just a nice little tap. I was feeling like I really had to hold back the rate a bit. So do the same again. So in 30 seconds time, go to your starting piece, rate and pressure, and just look for get onto it reasonably quickly, so start to firm, and then just see how efficient you can be, how you can tap it along. There we go. Building. Now. Hand speed. Push. Couple more. Good. So, in 30 seconds time, just let it go a bit freer than what you were. So, don't put a ceiling on the rate. Just look for a little bit more speed, acceleration within yourself. So if it comes to, if that was 30, this comes to 32, 33, 34, just tap it along at that, okay? You're starting to build 5 seconds. Now. Hang. Push. Swing. 5 seconds. Yeah, nice. So, good warm up. Just breathe for a bit. We're just going to do another minute. So, just start adding a little bit of pressure per stroke. Breathing. This is our active recovery. So the muscles know that something's happening, something's going to happen. So push it a bit more. By the end of this, you want to be about 10 to 15 splits off your training pace. There's only 10 seconds, only 3 or 4 more strokes. Yeah, good. Right, just going to grab my towel. Going to make it slightly easier, makes it more complicated, but slightly easier for the piece so that we get a really consistent number that we can look back on at the finish. So we don't want to muck around too long here. Okay, so if you need to have a bit of a stretch, have a bit of a stretch, have a glass of water or a big chug. Remember to leave the lid off if you don't have a squirter. Okay, so take a pee if you need to have a pee. Okay, so new workout. We're going to intervals, and we're going to intervals variable. Okay, now the first piece, just press OK. Okay, no, actually, what do we need to be doing? I need to be, rephrase that. Go and set your rest time. I think we can do that. Yeah, set our rest time. No, we have to do that. Okay, no, that's fine. Okay, functionality missing. My bad. I haven't done this one for a while. So what we're going to do for the first piece is we're just going to roll it for a minute, okay? So we're going to hit the first piece running. We're not going to do it from a standstill. We're going to hit it running. So first piece should just be 1 minute with 0 rest time. Okay, press OK. Okay, now we go on to our second one. Leave the 1 minute at the top and set the rest time to 1 minute. Okay, and we press OK. And then this next one, we change it and we go 2 minutes and 2 minutes. Okay, and we press OK. Done. Simple as that. And now we repeat that again. So we take that one down to 1 minute and we take the rest down to 1 minute. And then we go into the time again and we go up to 2 minutes and we go 2 minutes rest. Done. So that's 2, so that's halfway. Now we go down 1, back to rest time 1, and we press OK. And we do time again and we go to 2 minutes. And we go 2 minutes and we go OK. So that's 3 down. So we've just got one more set to go. So we go 1 minute again. 1 minute, yep, and then we go time, and we go 2 minutes, and this rest time is actually irrelevant, but if we do 2 minutes again, then we press OK, and then we go no more intervals. So it should say interval 10 at the top, okay? So if you've screwed that up, just go back and make sure that you put each individual interval in, okay? So we do a minute to start with, so that we're rolling, we get the heart rate back up before we hit the line. 1 minute, 1 minute, 2 minute, 2 minute, repeat. 1 minute, 1 minute, 2 minute, 2 minute, repeat. 1 minute, 1 minute, 2 minute, 2 minute, repeat. 1 minute, 1 minute, 2 minute, 2 minute, done. Okay, no more intervals for me. So you will have a 1 minute piece in the top of it, but that's irrelevant, means nothing to our workout. Okay, and hopefully by now you've figured out your ratings, what you're going to do, and obviously there's a few questions that have been asked online, you know, what should I be hitting in those like 20 minutes that we were doing, you know, close to 2K, 6K pace. This should be 2K pace, okay, so work it backwards. So round number here, if that's 130, I would expect these to be 31, 32, maybe 33, 34. Okay, somewhere in that zone. It's only probably a 1 split at this rate, but just wait and see. Okay, and so for anybody else, if this is, you know, whatever it is, that's probably a given number. Okay, but you could be quicker, you could be slower, you might get to this, and this one we blow. Okay, that's fine, but we're going to find out when we're doing it. But I'm probably picking, for me personally, yeah, I'm hoping to hold 130s down here, which is going to be a real test because I don't know if I can do it, but I'm going to try. Okay, that's it. And then I'll see what else I can do. I'll sit in this one. This one will be relatively easy. Yeah, and we'll see where we get to. Okay, right. This is going to be a great one, team. Hey, I'm looking forward to it. So, I need some Eye of the Tiger or something running instead of somebody, what the hell is this, Ariana Grande or something? Okay, here we go. So, are you ready? Remember this first minute, we're just rowing. Are you ready? Row. So the idea is that we get a good, if we roll into it, we're going to get a good number. It's going to help us relate to the rest of these pieces when we go back into the memory. Because if you do it from a standstill, it's a little bit tougher. You've either got to get the rate really quickly and you don't get into the rhythm, or you go a bit too hard and then you've got to try and bring it back. So So we want to be building the rate with about 4 seconds to go. Okay? I start to free it up now. Here we go. First minute. Go. Rhythm. Hang. Loose. Tap. Nice. Remember the rhythm. Rhythm and hang. The ease of movement. The breathing. They're the things that are going to get us through. So same again. Should be able to get on to that. Same rhythm. But remember, it's 2 minutes. So we've got to keep a good flow, good focus. Starting to firm. Building into it. This one. Now. Hand speed. Push. Swing. Body. Breathe. Hold. Momentum. Loose. Tall. Push. Swing. Hang. Nice. So, evaluate, how'd that feel? How easy were you doing it? Like, you're gonna get a good puff on, but how did the muscles feel? How'd the hang feel? How loose was it? How much Even I feel a bit of tension creep in towards the last 30 seconds, and you've got to keep your focus on it. So keep paddling out to at least the minute, maybe even the 45 before you take a swig. Active recovery. It's the best thing you can do. Keep moving. Even after the finish of a 2K. Don't lay on the ground. You're so tempted to, but trust me. Imagine if this was a track bike and you had to come through the line and keep it going until you warm down. Now that would be an interesting target. Okay, so next step up. So stepping up from what your rate is. I'm going to 32. Remember, straight onto it. Feel the hang, move the hands. Remember, building, 4 seconds. Here we go. Go. Push. Work rest. Back up. Good. So we breathe. We take that into our 2 minutes. Just look for the rhythm. Look for the hang, little things. We look for marginal gain. All the little pieces that add up to maintaining our speed. I'm starting to firm. 15 seconds. Think of the rhythm. Here we go. 5. Now. Tap. Hang. Push. Front. Hang. Press. Breathe. Good. Breathe it out. Remember, it's all about the focus. It's all about pushing through the pain, feeling relaxed. This is the 3500 stuff right here. Okay? These are the thoughts, the feelings. You know, if the numbers come down, don't think about power. Think about the movements. Power is last resort. Okay? Move the hands quicker. Sit up, move the front quicker. See if that gets you your speed rather than automatically just trying to push harder, okay? Is the back coming off the legs? If it holds it, you're like, sweet, that's it. Now, relax the recovery. Now, if you're getting stuck here, do I need a bit more momentum swing? So, I'm going to 34. You guys should be a couple of points below your rating. It's only a minute. Let's get through this one. Firming, build. Now, hang. Breathe. Arms. Swing. Whoa! 2 minutes is going to be tough. Breathe. Starting active recovery. So, rhythm and rate and flow and composure. Holding the same split. That's a challenge. Excuse me. Firming. Go. Length. Hang. Push. Hold. hang. Accelerate. Breathe. Nice. A really good team. $500-meter zone, that one. Third 500. So just remember, just getting a good focus on your rate, on your split. See if you can hit it. It's only a minute. You know, you'll be 40 seconds to go before you know it. You'll be through the 30, and then it's just holding on. Focus this one. Don't worry about the one after. One thing at a time. Right, here we go. Firming. I'm going to have to work pretty hard to keep my rate, but also keep my length. Remember, just tapping it along. Here we go. Now, hang. Push. Good. Right, here's the test. Hold the rhythm, hold the hang. Breathe. Push. Hands. Whoa, hello. Keep moving. Breathe. Legs up and down. Use the arms. That was humming. I haven't been there for a while. Thanks a lot, guys. Really helping me push it. This is us. Is this us singing about the rowing machine? I think so. Back for seconds. We better. Yeah, upbeat, guys. Be happy with what you did. Yes, yes, yes. Alright, so just press the menu button. And we'll just keep rowing it off. Bit tasty. Bit of poison running through our legs at the end of that. It's quite funny how this does actually represent the rowing machine. No emotion. Does she taste sweet? No. Yes, yes, yes. She does mess with our head. So start pushing a bit more, guys. You'll feel better for it. You can just feel the hang. Don't go crazy. Tasty. Run, don't walk away. Yeah, nice stretch. Yeah, good work, guys. Rock your mind. We're out of our mind. But I'm insane. Yeah, keep this pressure on. A bit of pressure on the legs. I'm only pushing 225 to 230. So that's about, what's that, 30, 35 or whatever. Thanks there, sweet but psycho. Wow, guys, that was epic. Okay, now I was feeling 3500 there in the last minute, right? I don't know if you guys were. That one there, that last minute, man, I went deep. It was pretty awesome. You know, the one piece of advice, on top of all the other things, never, ever, ever stop, okay? Never stop. Training, racing, whatever. I'd give you $100 if you died 1,000 deaths, completely capitulated on the rowing machine, but you'd been nailing the first part. The coach will pat you on the back and say, awesome, right? You did everything you could to get to the end, right? To get to that finish line. You could have the best person in the world. They could get 3/4 of the way through, I hurt my back a bit, or just like an excuse to get off. Probably heard the back's not a good one, but just like, I'm not feeling that great today. How do you know they're not going to do that when it's pressure's on? It's always in the back of your mind, okay? So always, and if there is someone in the crew that's struggling, help them along. Sit beside them, and when they're struggling, just go, yeah, boy, keep it up, okay? That's the thing about these as well. I'm here to motivate. You guys are motivating me. I'm hopefully motivating you. Like, shit, you just got to look at the sweat that I'm dripping off here from that to know that I don't want to let you guys down. And I hope you won't do the same. So we'll do a bit of a rundown now, so you can go back onto your memory on the screen, and we can actually have a look at what you did. Okay, so go to your list, and you should be able to have a look on the screen and break them down into what you actually did. So, bugger it, I might get my, seeing as you all bloody asked me, even though completely irrelevant. So there's my erg data on my mount. So this is 135.5 at 30, and then 135.2 at 30, and then my 32, although I crept up a little bit to 33, but not going to complain too much. There's my 34s, 131, 131.6, and then just slowed a little bit in the last minute of that 36. So that's probably what you guys will be looking at. See, that's a great thing. You get two per screen. It's not a touch screen, that one, is it? 33s, 34s. Oh, yep, and there we go there. So same numbers. Right. Awesome work, guys. That was bloody beautiful, I have to say. What I mentioned at the start, we've got to do stuff like that to push into that hurt zone. There's just no way we can do it without actually practicing it. Now, we can't just go out and do like 2Ks, 2K after 2K, right? But that there, a 2K, the first 500, last 500 really take care of themselves. Okay, so I'm probably preaching here to the rowing community as such. To anyone else that's starting out, just like doing this with fitness and everything like that. Ultimately, the 2K is like it's like the Olympic test. The people, if you want to challenge yourself, if you want to actually try something, do a 2K. Okay, work up towards one. And if you've never done one before, honestly, the only way is to just do one and go, what the hell did I just do? And you'll either go really slow through the middle and then you'll try and sprint at the finish, or you'll completely die, whatever it is. But that's the only way we can learn from them. So this workout today, going back to preaching to most of the rowers or people that have been on the rowing machine before, they've probably done a 2K. Those last couple of minutes are what you should feel like that third 500, because we've built up the fatigue, we've built up the rate, we've built up the tiredness, and you like the rest periods almost seem irrelevant. You're like, why do I even bother? And that's what it does, and especially that last piece. So even though it was only 2 minutes, it's longer than 500. Like Crocodile do like 663 meters. That's the hurt zone. That's what I would be feeling for probably 663 meters from bloody 1150 meters to go to 500 odd. And I'd be like, okay, I've got to hold a rhythm. I don't want to slow. And if I am slowing, what am I going to do about it? I've got no more energy to give. I've got to make it to the finish line. And that workout today is just perfect for having a nudge at that and actually feeling it. So I hope you enjoyed it. Give me some feedback on it. It's great to hear like what you thought about it. Was it too difficult? Did you not hit it right? You were like, actually, I could have probably rated a lot higher, or not, or it was too high and I really struggled. So just little things like that we can work on. Ultimately it's going to make us better. So awesome. Off to a shower, and it's a bit late to have a beer actually, but might sneak one. Awesome. Thanks a lot, team. Catch you later.